Cheap grace is the mortal enemy of our church. Our struggle today is for costly grace. These are the words of Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He wrote those words in 1936, the opening words to his book, The Cost of Discipleship. Dietrich Bonhoeffer lived in a time in Germany when the Nazi Party were coming to power. This was a particularly difficult time for the church in Germany. Much of the church simply was complacent, turned a blind eye to the rising evil of the Nazi Party. Some of the church openly assisted, and there were precious few voices that had anything to say in defense of the defenseless. Dietrich Bonhoeffer was one of those few.
The just remains the healing, the healing.
He was actually told by the Nazi authorities not to publish anything, and he was eventually imprisoned. And with only 2 weeks of World War II left to go, he was executed. Cheap grace is the mortal enemy of our church. Our struggle today is for costly grace. This statement of Dietrich Bonhoeffer's in 1936, I believe, is just as relevant to us today. But I've changed one word to help us understand a little better. Cheap worship is the mortal enemy of our church. Our struggle today is for costly worship. We, the church, have created for ourselves a culture where so many of us can believe that worship is what happens between certain times inside a church building. Or it's what happens more particularly when we're singing songs about God's love for us. And we hear people say things like, worship this morning was fantastic, when what they mean perhaps is the band was great and the song choice was right on and people were singing passionately. Friends, this is the cheap sort of worship. Worship is not a chance for me to receive. It's not a chance for me to get entertained by some sort of Christian concert. It's not that chill down the back of my spine. It's not a chance for me to get anything. Worship should cost. Worship is a chance for me to give.
The search, the soul, becoming whole continues on. I know as I bestow the grace, replace, embrace the healing. Freedom, freedom, the healing.
Yes, I might receive a wonderful experience, meeting in community and expressing my worship through songs. But first and foremost, we need to understand that worship is when I give. And the only appropriate gift to give God is myself. Worship has always been and must always be when I give. It's so easy for me to look at the cross of Jesus and accept it as just a free gift. It is a free gift, but paradoxically, this free gift costs everything. Meeting as a community of believers is an important thing to do. Singing songs to express my worship is potentially powerful and wonderful, but my life surrendered in worship, that is what is required.